Hello everyone, I am Akhilesh from Vishnu Institute of Technology. In this video, we will dive into some fundamental concepts of JavaScript like variables, arrays, functions, objects, and loops. We will explore how these elements work with practical example to help you understand their applications. So now let's go to the concept of variables. So what is a variable? Variable in JavaScript are containers that hold data values. They allow you to store and reuse data throughout your program. Variables are essentially named storage locations. So how to declare a variables? So variables are declared using var, let or c1st or const keyword. So var, it is a traditional way of declaring variables. So these variables declared with var are function scoped and can be redeclared and reassigned. So let it is introduced in ES6. It allows for block scoping and can be reassigned but not declared in the same scope. Where const is also introduced in ES6. Const is blocked scoped like let but cannot be reassigned after initialization. So now let us see the example of variables concept. So this is the program which I have written. So now let's see the program. So declaration and initialization. So one second. Yes. So where x and let y are declared but not initialized. So the output is undefined. So z is 10. It is declared and initialized. So assigning values. So values are assigned to x, y, and z. Reassigning z is commented out as constant, does not allow reassignment. So now let us see the scope. So inside the block, where x is reassigned and affects the entire function scope, where let y is declared within the block and does not affect the variable outside the block. So hoisting. So in hoisting, where hoisted where is hoisted and initialized with undefined, where let hoisted let is not hoisted in the same way and will throw an error if accessed before initialization. So now let us see what is the output of this program. So see here, initial value of x is undefined and let y is undefined. Constant z is 10. When we assign value 5 to the x, it display of 5. When we assign a value hello to y, it will display hello. So we can't assign a value to constant z. So it is already initialized. So it will print 10. So inside where block x is 15. Inside block let y is bold. Hoisted where is undefined. Now let's go to the next concept is array. So concept of array in JavaScript. So an array is in JavaScript is special variable that can hold more than one value at a time. Arrays can store elements of a data type such as numbers, strings, objects, or even other arrays. Each element is an array has unique index starting from 0. So there are some common operations in array. They are creation, accessing, updating, deleting, and some methods. So creation means arrays can be created using array literals or array constructor, where elements are accessed using their index. To update the elements of the index, so elements can be modified by referencing their index. So to delete the array elements using we can use it via delete keyword. So methods. Array have built-in methods for various operations like adding, removing, and manipulating elements. So now let us see the example code. So in this code, I have written creation of arrays using both literals and constructors, accessing and updating array elements, deleting elements, and using various array methods. So display outputs both in console and on web page. Now let us see what is the output of this program. So we can see here there are some sentence have been written on the web page. So these are written via using document.write. Now let us see what is the console of this web page. So in console we have written created it using array literals, constructors and length, and some more array methods like uh, push, pop, shift, and shift, index, splice, contact, index of, and so on. So now let's go to the further topic. It is concept of functions in JavaScript. So what is definition and invoke of function? So definition means it is nothing but functions are blocks of code designed to designed to perform a specific task, where invoke is functions are executed by calling their name. So parameters and written values. So parameter is nothing but it take inputs known as parameter, whereas written values is nothing but return a value using the written statement. There are some types of functions like named, anonymous, immediately invoked function, expression, arrow function. So a named function is a function with a name, whereas anonymous function is a function without a name used as a value. Whereas immediately invoked function is also known as IIFE, so a function that executes immediately after its definition. So whereas arrow function is a shorter syntax for writing functions introduced in ES6. So we have some more concepts like default and rest parameter. So default parameters means allow setting default values for parameters, whereas rest parameters allows function to accept an indefinite number of arguments. Now let us see the program which I have written. So named function will perform addition operation. So whereas anonymous function will perform subtraction operator, whereas IIFE will perform multiplication operator, whereas arrow function will perform division operator, where default parameter greet function use a default value for the name, whereas rest parameter multiply handle multiple arguments for the multiplication. So okay, now let us see what is the output of this program. So opening the console, as we can see here, named function result 15, anonymous function result 10, IF result 48, arrow function result 5, hello guest, hello, and so on. Rest parameter result will indicate 24 right now. Now let's go to the further concept. It is object. So what is an object? So an object is a key value, stores, lets you group related data together. Objects are foundational to working with complex data structures in JavaScript. So creation an object. So the simplest way to create an object is using the object literal syntax. So object literal syntax is nothing but, see here, it is the object literal. No worries. I will show first. I will show the all the concepts of programs in objects, and then I will display all the outputs of each and every concept in objects. So now using a constructor function, we are going to create an object. It is another way to create objects is by using constructor function. In this example, user is constructor function that creates user objects with name and age properties. Okay, now let us see the accessing object values. So there are two ways to access the objects. So first one is dot notation and another one is bracket notation. Dot notation here is movie dot name retrieves the value of the property. Now let us see the bracket notation. So in the bracket notation, alternately use bracket notation for dynamic keys or non-standard names. So here it is the bracket notation syntax. Now let us see addition properties of objects. So we can add new properties using either dot or bracket notation. So it is the program used to add properties of the object. So now let us see the delete properties. So we can delete the property using delete keyword. So it is the syntax. Now let us see the what are the output of these uh, programs. So first one, object literal. So it will printing, sorry, it shows the printing message like triple R, and it is done by console.log. Now let us see the constructor. Yes, constructor function. Now let us run this. Yes, here in this console it is returning 25 the value. So third one is dot notation. One second. Yes. Going to paste this file, inspect. Here we can see the console. Again it is also printing triple R. Now let us see bracket notation, copy path, go to browser, create a tab, paste it, and inspect, go to the console. Now here using bracket notation it will print to 2021. Now we can see edition properties. So going to edition properties, as again same process, inspect, console. See here it is an object, director Rajmouli name tripler. So it is an object, prototype is object. And now let's see the last concept. It is delete properties of an objects. Inspect, go to the console. It shows the object only name. Previously it shows the director name. Now it shows only the name. So the director name is deleted. Now let's go to the further concept. So the next concept is loops. So what are loops? One second. Yes. So what is loop? Loops are, one second. Yes, loops allows us to execute a block of code multiple times based on a condition. They help in reducing redundancy and making code more efficient. In this video, in this video we will look at different types of loops in JavaScript and see how they work with practical examples. So now let's go to the for loop. So the for loop is used when you know the number of iterations in advance. It repeatedly executes a block of codes for a set number of times. So now let us execute this program. Paste. So here it is asking the user to enter password to the view the page. So if I not enter the correct password, it will show like this: incorrect password, you have 2 attempts. So again I have getting one more chance to give the password. So now I am giving the password, correct one. Yes, it is saying that correct password, you may view the content. So now let's go to the foreign loop. So the foreign loop iterates over the properties of an object. Here it's used to track password attempts with descriptive labels. So now let us run this foreign loop program. So paste. Yes. Here it is also asking enter the password to view the page. So I have entered incorrect password. It is saying incorrect password. This is your first attempt. So if I giving again the incorrect password, it is showing this is your second attempt. So again I am going to give incorrect password. It is saying that incorrect password. This is your third attempt. So it is saying that max attempts reach. The tab will be closed. Now let's go to the for each loop. So sorry for off loop. So the for off loop iterates over the values of iterable objects like arrays. It checks the password against a predefined number of attempts. So now let's see the uh, output of this page. Okay, now let's check what will happen if we run this program. Here also it is asking enter the password to view. Again I am giving wrong. So here it gives incorrect password attempt 1 of 3. So in this way it is giving. Now I am giving so let's go to the while loop. So while loop. The while loop continues to execute as long as condition is true. Here it keeps asking for the password until it correct or the loop is manually stopped. Okay, now let us see the working of this. Sorry. Now now let us see the output of this program. Can you guess what will be the web page here? Giving yes, again giving, so it's saying incorrect password, try again. So same it will be done. So concepts are same but we are using different approach. So now let us see do while loop. So going to do while loop, yes. So here in do while loop, the do while loop execute the code block at least once before checking the condition. It ensures the password is prompted at least once. So same output for the all approaches. Now let's go to the for each loop. The for each loop execute a function for each element in an array. This example demonstrates checking the password for a number of attempts defined in an array. Now let us see the output of this page. Yes, here it is asking enter the password to view the page. I am giving wrong password. It is saying incorrect password attempt 1 out of 3. Now I am going to give correct password. So what will happen? Let's check. Incorrect password. Oh, let's try again. Incorrect password. Okay, max attempts are reached. The tab will be closed. So thank you for giving this opportunity. If you like this video,